Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So I'm going to be playing some Castlevania, and the reason why I'm playing Castlevania is because it's Halloween night. At least it is for me, anyways. It's 9:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and so to me that is Halloween. Oh, got this going on here. Mute that. That was myself yelling at myself back there. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be doing Halloween. And the reason why I'm going to, or Halloween, I'm going to be doing Castlevania. And the reason why I'm going to be doing Castlevania is because of Halloween. And Castlevania is one of my games on the Nintendo. I've done a lot of other kind of Halloween games. I've done Nightmare on Elm Street. I've done even Halloween for the Atari. And, Friday the 13th. I did that. I actually did a Nintendo Friday the 13th the other day, or the other week, and I didn't know what I was doing because I never played Friday the 13th before, and so it was kind of a fun thing to do. You just throw it out there and just play it. But at the same time, I didn't really know what I was doing. At least with Castlevania, I know what I'm doing. I've played Castlevania a lot. I'm not the greatest at it. We had a challenge on my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group called Retro Gaming and Retro Toys, where we do like a well, not weekly, bi-weekly challenge, video game challenge. And so I decided for the week of the Halloween to do Castlevania, and I think I did pretty terrible at it. Out of all the people that actually put their scores in, mine was probably like, it was like number 4 or number 5. Like, I was pretty bad at it. But I still like playing the game. And actually, my experience with the game, going back in time, is Halloween, or I keep saying Halloween, Castlevania 3. That was my first Castlevania game. I played Castlevania 2 when I was younger. I rented it with my friend. I didn't know what we were doing. We weren't really versed in Castlevania at the time. And I just remember renting it and trying to play it, trying to understand it, but it was so cryptic. You couldn't understand anything. And anybody that really knows Castlevania 2 knows that Castlevania 2 is one of the hardest as far as to, understand how to play it. There's no, like, unless you use the cheat guides or you look up on YouTube and other people tell you how to play it, it's actually very difficult. And like, a lot of the messages in there from obviously like Japanese or something like that, so they don't make sense, and you just can't do it. So Castlevania 2 was one of those hard games to play. Now, the original Castlevania on the Nintendo, that's just hard in general. I mean, there's nothing cryptic about it. It's just hard. Like, guiding Simon through these like levels and trying not to fall from the Medusa heads and all that stuff. It's just hard. And so I've played the game a few times, several times in the last few weeks actually, and it's still hard for me. So I'm going to be doing it again, only because A, it's Halloween, and B, because I'm hoping for my next video to use some of this footage on my similar games episode. So I'm going to be comparing this game to a Sega game. So this should be pretty cool. And I already have the Sega game captured, so hopefully I can use some of the video from this one, and it'll be, a Castlevania slash, Master of Darkness is what the game is called. That's a little bit of a teaser there. So I'm going to be showing the two of them and doing a similar video on this. So hopefully this is going to be good enough for me to capture. I'm going to be doing this live, so hopefully I don't suck at it. This can almost be a watch me suck at this game kind of episode, because I just, I'm just kind of terrible at it. So take a look here. Okay, sorry, I'm just setting myself up here, my screen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Castlevania. I know the screen share on the Google Hangouts is kind of weird. I have to do this. You just gotta bear with me. All right. Let's hope this is working. That's just my screen being shared. Of course, we're in the first level here. Doesn't matter what level you're in with this game, they're all pretty difficult. Oh, I know there's a trick there to jump over. I learned that from Kevin, the Happy Beard Games Kevin. He did a video showing some of the tricks and tips and all that stuff. This level is really just getting through and generating as many hearts as you can. Really good starter level. As you can see, it's fairly simple. Of course, I am playing this on an emulator, so the response time isn't going to be as great as it would be if I was playing it on the natural Nintendo. The controller I'm using is a USB NES controller. Well, not technically, it's a NES style controller. It's not made by Nintendo, but good enough. It's better than trying to use some of the other controllers out there that don't really mimic the Nintendo style. So obviously with this game you want to try and get all the hearts you can. You want to get as many points as you can, because points actually do matter in this game. I think, what was it, 40,000 points or something, you get an extra man, an extra Simon Belmont. That was just a cross there. It kills everything on the screen. Now, I am playing this live, and right now I can only see the video game screen. So if anybody's leaving any messages, I'm sorry, but I can't read them right now. Shoot. Because my entire screen is just filled up with Castlevania. These guys are kind of annoying. I don't know why, but I think the stopwatch is one of my least favorite weapons. The holy water, on the other hand, probably one of my most favorites. So I find it does the most amount of damage. However, the holy water is not really successful on this level because you have to pass the first boss, and to pass him you need the axe, so you gotta give up the holy water, which kind of sucks. I love the music in this game too. I think that's one of my favorite things of, well, one of them anyways, of the Castlevania series. It's the music. Oh, there's the axe, you need that. The good thing about this game is they usually provide you with the weapons needed. That's the numeral 2, which allows you to shoot 2 of your weapons at once. And that makes it handy to kill the bat. I mean, this is like an easy level. Nothing complicated about it. But then again, you know, you expect that from most video games. The first level is always going to be the easiest. And here's our map of Castle Dracula. As you can see, you just got to work your way through it. Now they equip you with the cross weapon, which is like a boomerang. And it's weird because it is a boomerang, but it's not a boomerang, because if you catch it, you still lose a heart. That's just a little secret there. So it costs you a heart to use the boomerang, but if you catch the boomerang, you don't get your heart back. Isn't that the whole point of a boomerang? It comes back, you catch it, you get to use it again. I guess they figured, that doesn't apply in this game. But, what am I going to do? There are two there. Now I can throw two boomerangs. So it is kind of a cross. It's kind of not the same as like a regular holy cross though, because it's more like a plus sign. Whereas the holy cross usually is like a longer stem and then the shorter cross piece. So it's more of a boomerang than a cross. It's just kind of in the cross shape, which is weird. Now they give you the dagger here. You don't want that. The dagger sucks. I'd say maybe only certain bosses the dagger makes any sense. I could have swore there was something here. I remember Happy Beard Games. He was doing his little review, and he said the same thing around this point, where I swore there was something here. I don't know. Well, let's move on. I'm going to move on to my most hated spot in this entire game, this spot. I always found that this spot, that would happen. I lose the most amount of men at that spot. Because those Medusa heads suck, and they come at you at these kind of awkward angles, and you really can't get away from them. And when they hit you, they bounce you back, and then you fall into the pit. One of the most frustrating things about Castlevania is falling into the pits because you get hit by some kind of rogue being. Again, there I go, down into the pit. So when I tried doing this game for the Castlevania challenge that I have on my Facebook group, that's what happened to me. I fell down that same area like 3 times or 2 times or something like that. I don't know. I used up all my Simon Belmonts on that one area, and so I wasn't able to get that far. It really sucked. I really hate this area. It always takes me that amount of times just to get past it too. Now I get to this point where it's like, okay, I can go over here. I think, oops. I think there's some wall meat here. Nope. There. Oh wait, maybe it's over here. No. Here. Here. There it is. Wall meat. I was just watching another video from Kevin from Happy Beard Games, and he was talking about the wall meat thing and trying to figure out the whole concept behind it as to why there would be food, essentially, why there'd be like some kind of chicken leg or whatever it is in the wall. And perhaps maybe Simon was here ahead of time and buried it there for later, or maybe Dracula keeps it there as storage. I don't know. I think there's another one here. There it is. I don't know if any of the lords ever really talk about what it is. I think in Castlevania 3 they call it Leg of the Werewolf. Now here's an interesting spot too. For this one you have to duck, and the other two you just got to run by them. There you go. I think I just got it. Yeah, I did. Okay, so it was, what, 30,000 life, I got a free man. Not a bad deal. Mind you, I'm not doing as good as I thought I would. Oh. Doing a little bit better than when I first tried this for the high score challenge, which I did really poorly on. Holy water. Good thing about the holy water is it keeps that flame going, which destroys anything that it touches. So you can keep throwing the flames and killing all these things. I'm going to be heading towards Medusa now. That cross is awesome, but I find that most of the time when you use it, there's only like maybe one thing on the screen or maybe two, and the rest are just like whatever. So this one you just gotta throw your holy waters at it, and you pretty much kill it. Holy waters and whip it. There we go. And then sound effects on that is kind of annoying too. Even the Sega version of this game, Master of Darkness, the sound effects on that is kind of annoying. And now we're into these guys. I've always called these guys the Hunchbacks. I don't know what their real name is, but they're very annoying. In fact, when you get to Frankenstein's monster, he has one on his shoulder that's like kind of always getting in your way. You got the skeleton guy, you gotta kill him. That's invisibility or invincibility, whatever you want to call it. Only good at for a certain period of time. Whoa. You can see how frustrating this game can get. Uh-oh. Oh, whew. If there's one complaint I had to say, there's just not enough food. You need to add more food. Uh-oh. Ah, kick back. Of course, when you die, you lose everything you had, so you have to start again. You gotta get all your weapons. You gotta get your sub-weapons. Some cases not too bad because they equip you right away. The first, few things that you hit gets you all equipped up. Not like it takes long. But then some levels where you really need the stuff, they only give you a couple of things. And you feel like if you didn't get it on the first try, you're kind of messed. Oh, go away. Yay! That's why I love the holy water. It sticks around. So if you miss them, you might get them on the, the flame. The fun part about this game is always, oh, okay, that was weird. I didn't know that was there. That was what I was going to say, though. The fun part about this game is just exploring and whacking as many things as you can and ducking down in certain areas to see if you get certain bonuses. There's just so many hidden gems in this game. Like, you almost have to play it forever before you get, that you know everything. But if I had to say anything about this game, the most hated enemy is the Medusa head. I think I'm heading towards the mummies now. Oh, I lost my... I hate when that happens too. You have a weapon you really like, and then all of a sudden you get this other one that you really don't like. I mean, the stopwatch is okay because it could stop them in their tracks. Could be handy in a lot of cases, like here. But it does cost you like 5 hearts, I think, to use the stopwatch. And hearts, they're not that easy to come by in most cases. Like, you get 1 heart sometimes. You gather all these hearts together, all it takes is for you to fall down a hole and you lost them all. And you're starting from day 1. Okay. You almost have to know when to jump and whip. Oh, this is not going to be easy. I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm in trouble. And I'm dead. Last life. Let's see where this escape. Oh my goodness. Oh, go away. Here's where it's another problem. When you only get the second whip, or what is it, the first whip? I don't know. The smaller whip. Yeah, I guess the second whip. It really sucks. Because your reach is gone. I think I'm okay, because I know when I get to the mummies, there's some wall meat. If I make it that far. I don't have a sub-weapon right now, so I've got nothing else to help me. Pretty sure there's some wall meat here. I think it's right here. Yay! And I'm not at full power, so yeah. Go away, mummy man. Oh my goodness. And that's it. I'm out. And that's what pretty much happened to me when I did this live. Well, not live, but when I did it for the contest. It was pretty much the same idea. So I'm just going to stop that. Yeah, so that was me playing Castlevania live. And anybody that's played this game knows the frustration behind it, knows how hard it is. And yeah, it's just not an easy game. Just gonna see here. Anybody in the chat? But yeah, I mean that's it. And so I just wanted to show that. So hopefully I could use some of this footage for my next video. So what I want to do is another comparison video, games that are similar, and it's going to be Castlevania and a Sega game. So that's going to be my next video. Hopefully going to come up on this Thursday. Right now it's October 31st, Halloween day, Halloween night exactly. And well, for me anyways. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. And this is going to go live. It's going to go up on my channel. So people can watch this later, even though they're not watching it live. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below about Castlevania, about the Castlevania series. Which one did you play? Which one did you like? And I'll talk to you later.